What's up, everybody? I hope y'all having a fucktastic day. I am back with another reaction for you guys, and I will be reacting to the long-awaited trailer for Anna. No, I didn't even know. I saw this thumbnail. I saw it last night, and I was like, "What the fuck is it, Anna?" And I saw this slim chick, model-looking chick with a silencer pointing at the camera. I was like, "Okay, it's like not what was that shit that uh Shari Char the Theron chick, Sharice Theron, I think I say that now, that she was in she was like the, I don't know, like I can't remember the name. I saw the movie. It was actually a decent movie, but it was very reminiscent, like, a lot of people call it like the female John Wick and stuff like that, because the fighting was very similar, very raw. I think they said she did a lot of her own stunts and stuff like that, and that's what they seem to be doing here from some of the comments that I've seen about it. Because I was gonna look at it and then do like basically another reaction and a review, but I was like, I'll do a raw reaction to it. Well, I know that saw some of the comments. They said, "Oh," of course, the sun comes saying, "Oh, we got another chick beating up a bunch of dudes by herself," and I was like, "Hey, if she know how to fight, like, you have a problem with salt, or that seemed like what they said. If I read the description, it was kind of like she's like a secret, like, Russian agent, or like, not secret, well, I guess like kind of like a spy type. It was assassin. It's funny we get spies and assassins mixed up because of James Bond. Like, they did the same thing. Spies and assassins, the same thing. Usually a spy is someone who collects intelligence. But I hate when I forget people's names while I'm recording. I always remember their name when I'm not recording. As soon as I start recording, I forget. Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow. She's kind of reminiscent of that. Well, she's getting a movie, so it's gonna have a lot of. I bet that's gonna be very reminiscent, kind of like John Wick type combat. Hope it don't have any damn shaky camera. Anyway, we're talking 3 minutes. Let's get into this. Here we go. Party.
It's quite the fairy tale you got going on here.
Is she a model?
In Moscow.
That just sounds like she a model.
To rubbing shoulders with the elite. What was the nature of your relationship
Hey,
with Volkov?
Isn't he from
You entered this hotel at 1:37
Peaky
p.m.
Blinders, I think it's.
Did you notice anything suspicious?
Like what?
Man, she has a really blue eyes. You gotta be badass to go up in there thinking you're gonna do something like that and get out. Oh, what the fuck? Then she held up that heavy ass man. Damn. Right hook the shit. She could take a
Did you
hit.
look at the hotel security cameras?
Tapes were
She got
released.
really blue eyes.
It's like we're dealing with pros.
Never noticed that. I don't think I've ever seen this woman before in anything. What made them choose her? I mean, besides that she's attractive.
How did you do that?
Hey, what's her name?
Your next target is in Paris.
Cillian
There'll be no backup.
Murphy? Is that?
Any questions?
I can't. Some
Which
Murphy.
room?
Shit, which one?
What do you want most in the world?
Doing some parkour there.
You'll never make it out.
Hey, Luke Evans?
Hi. What's your name?
But that looks pretty good. I like the action. Like I definitely like that. I mean, I know, like with John Wick, the short was John Wick's more of when people can say that, like a lot of movies, not a lot of movies, but more action movies are doing that now. That type of combat, whereas guns and hand-to-hand fighting kind of mixed together, almost like Equilibrium, which is a very good movie. I don't care what anybody says. That's a good movie. I mean, yeah, it has its problems. I ain't saying it's perfect. Every movie has issues. No movie is perfect. But that's a damn good movie. But it's not as cartoony as like that. But like I come from a time where I watched old martial art movies where everybody somehow knew martial arts. Like everybody in the world, like it was just normal in that universe for everyone to know martial arts. Even homeless people just doing martial arts. Where like movies like Perfect Weapon with Jeff Speakman, Open Fire, Jeff Wincock, Martial Law 2, Jeff Wincock and Cynthia Rothrock was in, I think, 2. Like old movies like that, or Rapid Fire with Brandon Lee. Like I don't know why I'm forgetting some of these movies. I know the movie, but you know what I mean. Like as far as like hand-to-hand combat, we said where you have people who actually, well, these are actual martial artists turned actors rather than actors trying to do martial arts. But the fighting actually looks realistic, authentic, because you have people, everyone who involved is actual martial arts or has some type of background in it, or they're a choreographer, something like that, and it looks good. That's what I say. A lot of movies, even can't say down now because you had bad movies back then that did it too, but where you have actors who don't know how to fight, and then they have to put in a stuntman, and then they have to do all these cuts constantly because they're stuntmen, and they want to make sure you don't see their face. And then the thing that started pissing me off is with the shaky cam shit. Like they started doing that, and it started that way, and in Jason Bourne, the first movie, they didn't do it quite as much. They did a lot of cuts, but they didn't do quite as much shaky cam. They did way more shaky cam in Bourne Supremacy, and which pissed me off. I mean, I still like that movie, but they had way too much shaky cam. I felt like I was about to have a damn seizure watching that. And then they really dialed it back in Ultimatum, where it's still a little bit shaky cam, quite a few cuts, but which is funny because, well, I guess because the featurette, Matt Damon did a lot of his own stunts, particularly when he fought that black guy in it. That guy's actual martial art. He's like copperweight. I don't know if he's a master or he's just because they actually saw like him talking. He's showing him do his moves. He's actual martial art. But Matt Damon did pretty much all his own stunts. He's the combat, and I guess. Because sometimes you can do your own stunts, but you don't look convincing, so they still have to cut it or do shaky cam or stuff like that. And they don't want to hire a stuntman because actors like, well, I do my own stunt, and then they look at it in the editing and they're like, oh, this doesn't look convincing, so they start cutting shit. But just like that's what I say with like John Wick. Like John Wick, Keanu Reeves actually took martial arts stuff to prepare for the Matrix. So, and I think if I recall correctly, he stayed with it, and he actually started enjoying it and stayed with it. So he's actually like a martial artist. Like I ain't say he'll get in the octagon anytime soon, but I mean, martial artist is someone who practices martial arts on a regular basis. That's why I don't really consider myself like that anymore, because I don't practice it on a regular basis like I used to. But I still practice it, but I'm talking about like actually go somewhere or train in it heavily. Like I used to train, like I was trying to go in actual like kickboxing, but this is back in the day with kickboxing or early UFC type days. But like I like those movies. I always liked them, even though in those old martial art movies, it was always martial arts first, acting second. Acting wasn't horrible in all of them, but it was not great in most of them. But I said it's fine because that's it. It's a martial arts movie basically. So you need to get the martial arts right. That's like a racing movie, a car racing movie, or whatever. And all the race scenes suck. They don't look. They horrible CGI, or you get someone who don't know how to drive, or they just look like boring. They don't even look like good. If it's drag race, they don't even look like good drag races because like it's a movie. You gotta make it a little more dramatic. You can't be just standard. Like I used to always go to racing tracks and watch drag races, which is fine. I like that in that environment. If I'm watching a movie, I don't want to see regular drag racing. I came here to see a more, I guess, dramatized version of a theatrical version of that type of lifestyle, whatever. I was like, I remember I used to see street races when I was a kid. They had this long stretch of road in front of my house, my apartment, me and my family lived in, and it was a big, long, flat stretch of road. They had just paved it, perfectly flat, nice road, and I remember it started at a train track all the way and went all the way to a red light. And you could see the red light from the train track, and which led into a intersection. And it was about a quarter of a mile, I think it might have been exactly a quarter of a mile, from that train track to the light. And people used to see cars that I remember I saw old, like 1940s looking cars souped up, and it was all pink. And had what the engine was on the outside and it didn't have the hood and stuff. And that guy used to always win. It was like, guy, it was a woman in the car. It's like, guy, it was a female car, but she got out. I was like, oh, it was a woman. I was surprised. I was like, oh, because it looked very reminiscent of Fast and the Furious. Because it'd be a bunch of, like when they get to the end, a bunch of cars kind of, and because it's late at night, and like more of a, this was in Blue Island, Illinois. Well, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't in Blue Island, Illinois. It was kind of in a more suburban area, but it was like if you crossed the railroad tracks, you went into Blue Island, Illinois. And over there, I can't even remember the name of the area now that I'm thinking about it. But it was a mostly like white area. And they used to drag race out there. And I used to watch them drag race. Anyway, let's get back on top. I used to watch them drag race. And it was interesting to see that. But I said, you wouldn't, if they did that the way it really looks in real life in the movie, like Fast and Furious, it wouldn't be interesting. So I was like, this. I actually like that type of fight they show the hand-to-hand combat with the guns and everything, all kind of rolled up into one. Like I always say, people, they ripping off this or they ripping. I'm like, so what? If it works, then rip it off. I said that about video games. Like if you're making a video game, and the mechanics that you want your game to have are very reminiscent of like God of War or some shit. And let's say the older God of War instead of the new one. Then just rip them off. Like, so what? Like, we need to do something completely new. Like, and then you try to do something new, and people give you credit, like, hey, you tried something new, but it still sucked. You might not get the opportunity again. So I'm like, put some, you be creative and things, yes, but also, like if it's something that they use and that will lend well to what you're doing, then just use it. Use it in the confines of the law. Don't just steal stuff. But you can like license those engines and stuff like that to use to run your games. But this looks interesting. Like I said, I like that. What was that chick's name? I think her name is Sasha. I ain't gonna look it up. My computer kind of going slow. Shit, probably take forever to look at it. But I think she was just a model or something, a ballerina or something. I was reading about her. And I know she's a little slim, but hey, if she can pull it off and it looks convincing in the action movie, like that looks pretty good. but in actual movie, it may not look anywhere near like that. Oh, excuse me. It might look anything like that. But I said if they pull it off, I'm gonna prejudge the movie necessarily on whether a woman leads a man, or because even if it was a man, that's still not realistic. One man going there fighting all those people. Like John Wick is not realistic. He would have died a long time ago. I don't care how good he is. It's still a bunch of armed men coming at you basically at once. Come on, mama. But still, but then, like I said, the fight need to look convincing as well. Because even if it was a man, if it don't look convincing, it doesn't look convincing. And that's just how it is. But anyway, again, on a long rant, I hope you all enjoyed my reaction, everybody. Let me know what you think of this trailer in the description down below. Let me know. Well, I was going to say something. Well, anyway, just let me know. Let me know what you think about this. Do you mind movies doing the kind of taken from, John Wick? That's the more recent one, so I'm just saying John Wick. Taken from that to kind of add to their movie, that type of those type of mechanics in that movie to add to their movie, as far as like fighting and stuff like that. Or do you think they should try to do something else? I mean, there's only so much you can do. There's only so many things you can do, and most things have already been done. So, like I said, I think it looks pretty good. But let me know in the comments down below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.